Shri Om Prabhujantam Anabhetam Abhetakritam Taipayana Vina Katara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmatayo Tarvo Vinedustam Sarvabhutam Hridayam Varimana Tusmi Namasishtam Manamupi Sachiputram Atrasarupam Rupamatasya Rajurupurim Mathurim Kostavatim Radha Kundama Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto Yasya Pradivaya Shri Gurum Tammatusmi Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Vandeham Shri Guru Varam Shri Rupanam Pravaram Rajarasrasikam Charanarayanam Tam Tapannam Shri Guru Charanam Vande Ramana Prishthaya Bhutale Rupanam Bhaktivedanta Sharapamurti Narayanam Radhanastram Nante Ram Yache Puram Srimad Rupa Param Bhojaduli Shama Janma Janma Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Sthapitam Nena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadameyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vairagya Yug Bhakti Rasam Prayatnaya Payamam Vipsamanda Kripam Buddhya Paradukka Dukhi Sanatanam Tam Prabhavashrayami Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Sadishi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jai Rup Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I offer my Shastanga Dhanvat pranams at the lotus feet of our spiritual masters. Nitla Vrishtam Vishnupada Stota Sadashiman Bhaktivedanta Shri Narayana Sai Maharaj Shri Gurudev Ta Vrishtam Vishnupada Stota Sadashiman Bhaktivedanta Shri Amrita Sai Maharaj Shri Gurudev the entire Rupanukari Guru Varga, to all the Vaishnavas present today. So in a week from now, Gaur Purnima will be observed. When is Gaur Purnima? On the 25th of this month. So right now, millions of people are all around. I wouldn't say millions would be an exaggeration, but still thousands or maybe even lakhs of people. They are in Mayapur and Navadvip now, observing this Gaur Purnima, this Parikrama. As you know, ISKCON, they started their Parikrama on the 12th already of this month and they finished on the 18th. They do it like some days before because they have so many centers all around the world and they have to go back and observe Gaur Purnima there in different centers. And the Gaudiya months, they all observe this Parikrama 1 week before Gaur Purnima. Not even 1 week, like 5 days before. Like in our Sangha, it hasn't started yet. I think Sankalpa is tomorrow. And Parikrama starts the day after in our Sangha. And this way it's very auspicious to be a part of this Parikrama. If you cannot be there physically, at least to be there by mind is also very auspicious. Like we've been hearing about the lives of our Guru Varga, like Srila Prabhupada, Srila Param Gurudev, our Guru Maharaj, all of them. We see how they strive so hard to propagate this Parikrama. Like we see Srila Prabhupada, he received this direct order from Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur that you start this Parikrama. You start the publication of all the different magazines like Sajjan Toshani, Gaudiya, Harmonist, Dainik Nadiya Prakash. And in this way, when you start this Parikrama, so many people will be attracted to this Dham of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many will be attracted and they will all get so much benefit. Like once Prabhupada, he was having this conversation with one government official of Nadia. His name was Pal Chaudhary, this person. So this person, Pal Chaudhary, he told Prabhupada that I know your father. I've known him because now your father has disappeared. I've known your father since so much time now. That is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Pal Chaudhary said this. So he said your father was very liberal. So in a way he was saying that Prabhupada, you are very strict. Because your father, he allowed all these different Leela Kirtans, that all these different Kirtaniyas could sing different kinds of songs glorifying the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Very rasik songs, confidential songs. And In this way, your father, he allowed that everyone take part in this dramatic performance. Everyone come to the dham and they, anyhow, regardless of their adhikar, they can take part in these Leela Kirtans. But why are you so strict? Pal Chaudhary, he asked Prabhupada. Why are you so strict? For which reason? Tell me. Because you are so concerned that these Leela Kirtans should not be sung in the public. Like we hear that one story from Srila Param Gurudev's life, that there was one follower of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. His name was Sitanath. I think he was a Siksha like follower of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So the Sitanath Prabhu, he came to Yogpit, Mayapur, and he started singing all these Rasik Kirtans, like Rai Jago, Kanu Jago. If you go to Radha Kund in the morning, if you do parikrama there at 4 in the morning, you can listen to all the devotees that are singing this kirtan. Rai Jago, Kanu Jago means, oh Radharani, wake up. Oh Krishna, wake up. Now Nishanta Leela has ended. Now you wake up and you return to your abodes. This is like very Rasik kirtan. Basically, it is implying the end of Radha and Krishna's Kunja Leela. This is very Rasik kirtan. So when this follower of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, or maybe not even of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, maybe he was a follower of another Goshai. So he started singing this kirtan in Yogpit, Rai Jago, Kanu Jago. So then Param Gurudev, he was also sitting there listening to him, to this Vaishnava singing this kirtan. So then Prabhupada, he came there and he looked at this person singing this kirtan that, oh Radharani, wake up. Oh Krishna, wake up. Then Prabhupada looked at him and he said, first you wake up. He said, first you wake up. Jeev jago, kora chanda bole. Kapta mitra jao maya, pishachi ra kole. Now you are sleeping in the lap of Maya, first you wake up, then you wake Radha and Krishna. So then he even chastised Param Gurudev. He said, Vinod, what are you doing? But because when they sing Mahamantra Kirtan, they sing like very long tune of the Mahamantra. If you sing the devotees in Radha Kund, or any of the devotees belonging to this line of the Babajis, then see, we must be very careful while even speaking about them. Because if we are not careful, see, authorities like Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they are authorities, so they can say. But we must be very careful and not make the term Babaji a derogatory term. Means we must be very careful to not think that Babaji itself means someone who is not following properly. This is not the case. Only certain devotees may have their own conceptions about how to practice bhakti, but it's not that all of them are like that. Because we see by our own eyes how even Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he is addressed as Babaji, Gaur Kishore Das Maharaj, he is addressed as Babaji. So Babaji is actually a very honorific title. It's a very honorific title. We must not be confused and think all Babajis are not bona fide. Like even now, if you go to Govardhan, you see some Babajis, they're doing Govardhan Parikrama 3 times a day. Since so many years now, 30, 35 years. And doing Parikrama 3 times a day, some of them have even broken their bones in their bodies. They have suffered so much physically, but still they're continuing with their nishtha towards Giriraj. And there's one devotee there who's more than 100 years old, Babaji Maharaj, and he's still doing Dandavati. There's one Babaji there, one Maharaj, he's like 104 years old, and he's still offering his like Dandavati. Every day he offers like Dandavat Pranams like 100 times, I think. Every day bathing in Radha Kund, every day doing Parikrama. So what I mean to say is that they're all absorbed in their own sadhana bhajan, in their own nishtha. So it's not that we say something about them. We should be very careful. But at the same time, we must be very cautious as well. Because if we are not cautious, then our own faith can be changed. Because sometimes certain devotees, they may say that what need is there to put on saffron cloth? There is no need to put on saffron cloth. Like once I was in Radha Kund and Harikatha was going on there. And one devotee was speaking Harikatha and he was saying, oh, in which instruction of Mahaprabhu has it been said that one should follow Daivi Varnashram Dharma, follow Brahmacharya, follow Vanaprastha, Sannyas? Where has it been said? He was saying. So if you're not careful, then you will also get swayed by their thoughts. You will also start thinking like that. Why should I put saffron on? Why should I accept sannyas? Why should I accept this, that? And we've seen devotees from our own sangha actually have also left their sannyas. They have left their red cloth and they've gone there and they have associated with them, becoming their followers, which is no problem, which is okay. There's no harm in that. But then it's not that you start finding faults with your own Guru Varga there. Saying, oh, why did our Guru Varga do this? Give all such things. So in this way we see that we must be very one-pointed also in our approach. But at the same time, not find faults with others. As much as we can, we must try looking for faults within our own selves. But at the same time, if some devotees are like trying to say something about our Guru Varga, then we must also try reasoning with them at least. Saying, why are you saying like this? Which Shastra has been saying this? Like we see Srila Gurudev and Srila Bhaktivedanta Janardhan Goswami Maharaj, they would go to Radhakund and they would challenge all the Babajis there. Saying, all right, you have so many things against Prabhupada and all of you come here. We invite you for an open challenge, open debate. Let's reason back and forth. We're gentlemen, we're Vaishnavas. But no one would come forward there to debate with them. So in this way, we see that we must be very careful. And we see that in this way there, when this follower of Srila, of one of the Goshais, he came and he started singing Rai Jago, Kanu Jago. Then Prabhupada, he told him, first you wake up, then you wake Radha and Krishna. Means first, whatever anarthas you have, first you get rid of those anarthas at least to some extent. To some extent at least you get rid of those anarthas and then you call out Radha and Krishna. And he told Vinod that, oh Vinod, this Babaji Maharaj, he is singing the Mahamantra, such a long tune. By the time he finishes one Mahamantra, you got to chant the Mahamantra like 5-6 times. Sometimes like Mahamantra becomes very long. Like Hare Krishna. It becomes very, very long. You cannot even follow actually. Very difficult to even follow. Because it is Shravan Kirtan. First you have to listen and then repeat. But then again it is their own bhav. Like once I remember one of our god brothers, he was asking Prabhuji. Saying, oh Prabhuji, sometimes in Mahamantra they're making up all these tunes. Like all these very strange tunes that I've never heard of before. And I'm like, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He mentioned this tune, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare, where is this tune, Prabhuji? Like he was saying, he was asking a question in class. Then Prabhuji said, Mahamantra is sung in different moods. You're always in Shantras. So you like Mahamantra in Shantras. You like this very peaceful Mahamantra. No, Hare Krishna, Hare. You like this peaceful Mahamantras. But when they're singing like this, they're in Sakyaras. They're singing this Mahamantra. And there's Mahamantra in Dasyaras. Mahamantra in Vatsalas. Mahamantra in Madhuras. Sometimes Mahamantra in Raudraras. Sometimes very angry they start singing Mahamantras. So like this way Mahamantra is sung in 5 different rasas, primary rasas and 7 secondary rasas. So you're always in Shantras. Why do you want everyone else also to be in Shantras? So this way they're singing Mahamantra, everyone has their own mood. But then Prabhupada, he chastised Prabhupada. He told him that when you're singing Mahamantra, like sing quickly. Don't go for too long, like this Maharaj, this devotee here. So this way we see that what I meant to say was, in this way Prabhupada, he chastised Param Gurudev, and then he made sure that whatever misconceptions we have about Leela Kirtan, that is what I started about speaking this subject. This Leela Kirtan be cleared. So this person, Pal Chaudhary, he was asking Prabhupada that when your father was so broad-minded, why can't you be the same as well? So here you see, he's always addressing Bhaktivinoda Thakur as Prabhupada's father. This is okay, this is alright. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Prabhupada's father. But more importantly, what is his relationship with Bhaktivinoda Thakur? Bhaktivinoda Thakur is his Bhajan Siksha Guru. This is more important. He should be referred, their relationship should be seen in this way. Not as father and son. In fact, why didn't Bhaktivinoda Thakur even initiate Prabhupada? If Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to, he could have initiated Prabhupada. Like we see, he gave the Kurma mantra to Prabhupada when he was only 6 or 7 years old. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur had his own disciples. Why did he make Prabhupada his own disciple? Because he knew that if I make him my disciple, then there are already many people who believe in this Jati Goshai line. Means they say, whoever is born to me, my son, he will become the Goswami after me. And his son will become the Goswami after me. So this way, this line will only be bound according to this family line. So purposely he didn't initiate him. And also, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wanted to show the entire world how great a devotee Srila Gaurakshadas Babaji Maharaj is. So he had him be initiated by him. So in this way, Al Chaudhary, when he was raising all these questions, then Prabhupada said, actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his intention was that everyone, regardless of whatever adhikar they have, whatever conceptions they have, they come to the dham. And they take shelter. Regardless of whatever anarthas they have. Just come and take shelter in the dham. That was his broad-mindedness. But now he said people are more developed in their understanding. They are more advanced in their understanding. So now they should be more careful to see what is wrong, what is right. So then this person, this gentleman, he told Prabhupada, then it means Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because Prabhupada said, if you see Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he intended that Leela Kirtans be only sung with those who are Sajatiya Ashray Snigdha. Means those who have the same mood, like-mindedness, they should assemble together and sing all these Leela Kirtans. Now that it be sung openly. This was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's move. So then when this gentleman heard Prabhupada give this answer, then he said, then it means Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he preached in two different ways. First he preached the internal way, and second he preached the external way. The internal way means he preached to his own associates and followers in one way, and he preached to the others in another way. But if you see, Mahaprabhu also did the same thing. With all his internal associates, means those confidential associates, what did he do? He engaged in this Rasasadhan. He was in the Gambhira, relishing all these moods of Srimati Radhika. And with all the other persons, what was he doing? He was engaging in Harinam Sankirtan. Like we see during the Rath Yatra. So can you blame Mahaprabhu also then? But then Prabhupada told him, for you, it may seem that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he preached to two kinds of people. Means his associates and the general public. But actually, the aim of his preaching was one. What was that? The ultimate objective is that you become developed. Is that you increase your adhikar. And then you learn to understand all these subjects. So therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, although he desired that everyone come to the dham and receive the dust of the dham, eventually he wanted them to be qualified. So this was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's grand scheme of things. He wanted everyone to take shelter of the dham, Mayapur dham. And he even told Prabhupada that the best service to Mayapur dham is what? Is that you open all these different centers of Mayapur all around the world. When Prabhupada was asked this question, he said, I want one center of Mayapur in every major city of this world. Not just every major city, every major town, every major village. Ultimately, I want one center of Mayapur in everyone's house, he said. Not just in everyone's house, in the heart of every single person, I want one center of Mayapur. What was this center of Mayapur? This was the Gaudiya Math, or ISKCON, or any other thing that you may call. Because when we address all these different centers by their names, which bear different names according to their institutions, the names may vary, but the mood is the same. What is the mood? That you stay in one place and practice the 64 limbs of bhakti. This is the objective of any institution, regardless of it be the Gaudiya Math, ISKCON, or Shyamananda Parivar, Srinivas Acharya family, anyone's family. Just practice Hari Bhajan. This is the mood. So in this way, Prabhupada, he started this Navadvip Dham Parikrama, following the order of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And then it went on smoothly for many years under his guidance. They would go to different places. And it was so difficult in the beginning. Like we know that Prabhupada, when he came here to Paramatala, they wanted to kill him. Because Prabhupada was speaking out so strongly against the Jati Goshais, the Babajis, the Smartas, the Sahajiyas, everyone, they wanted to kill him. But then anyhow, Param Gurudev, he protected Srila Prabhupada. And then we see that when Prabhupada was in one place, near Champahati, he was trying to look for a place where all the devotees could stay there for the night. Because previously in Navadvip Dham Parikrama, they would stay in one place for 2 days, for 3 days. They would stay there. They would like erect a tent would be erected, and they would all stay underneath the tent, and cooking would take place there. They would dig a huge pit, an earthen pit, and they would like put some wood inside there and would cook for all the devotees. And they would stay there for 2 days. And then they would go to another place, stay there for 2 days, and this would go on. So parikrama would be for like 2 weeks. Now with the parikrama we say is like very short. Only 5 days. So 5 days is also good, but sometimes you need more time to absorb yourself in those pastime places. So when Prabhupada was scouting, when he was looking for a place there in Champahati, then some people, they became envious of him. Then what did they do? Then there was a theft which took place there. Someone lost a lot of valuable things. So then these villagers, they went to the police station and they wanted to lodge an FIR. Means like a first information report on Prabhupada, which means they wanted to press criminal charges against him, saying he and his followers and himself, they stole all the things that we had. So then when the local chief, when the local person, the authority of that place, Champahati, when he found out, then he went to the police station and he said, I also want to lodge an FIR, police complaint. So then the policeman said, okay, what is it? He said, my pond has been stolen, my pukuru. So pond is a huge place. He said, my pond has been stolen. So then the policeman, he said, what are you saying? How can a pond be stolen? He said, it is possible for my pond to be stolen, but it is not possible for Prabhupada to steal anything. He said, even this can be possible, but that can never be possible. He said. So then he called all the villagers, and after some time, I think the thief was caught and all their belongings were returned to them. Then he said, all of you are so shameless. As it is, no one comes to your temples, no one comes to these places. And one person, he has taken the initiative to at least bring people from different parts of the country here to speak Harikatha to them, to do Kirtan here. And you're against him. You're trying to speak out against him, have him arrested. How shameless can all of you be? So then these people of Champahati were very regretful of their actions. Then what did they do? This temple that we see, this Gaur Gadadhar temple, very ancient temple. The Gaur Gadadhar deities are worshipped by Dvija Vaninath, the younger brother of Sri Gadadhar Pandit. So then they offered this temple to the Gaudiya Math, saying kindly accept it. This is how we are asking for forgiveness. So until now, to this day, this temple is looked after by the Gaudiya Math. There was one disciple of Prabhupada, his name was Nayanananda Das Babaji Maharaj. So he looked after the temple for more than 70 years. 70 years single-handedly he stayed there. He never left that place for 70 years. Even when Gurudev would take devotees to the temple, he would introduce Maharaj to all the devotees. And he would say, just see his dedication. He has not left this place for more than 70 years. He has not been to Jagannath Puri, not been to Vrindavan, not been to any part of Navadvip except this place. He's been here doing the seva. Because Prabhupada told him, never leave this place. Look after this place. So in this way, preaching began. Navadvip Dham Parikrama began. And so many people from the nook and corner of the country, from different parts, different states, provinces of India, they all came there and took part in the Parikrama. And they were so inspired. They would always think about coming back the next year. Like we see in the life of Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, his mother himself would bring him every year to this Parikrama. And she would serve all the Vaishnavas. And she would bring this small boy, Santosh, and he would observe all the devotees, how they would speak Harikatha to each other, how they would do Kirtan with each other. She would feed him the Mahaprasad of all the devotees, all the Vaishnavas. And this way he also became so attached that he decided to spend the rest of his life in Mayapur, not leave Mayapur. Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, and he would visit Mayapur when he was still working in the Port Commission of Kolkata. He was so attracted by the behavior of Prabhupada's disciples, like Narahari Seva Vigraha Prabhu, Param Gurudev. He said, I was so enchanted by their sweet, cordial relationship that I felt I would never leave Mayapur for the rest of my life. I desired that I spend the rest of my life in Mayapur. And people who were even against, like we see Krishna Keshav Prabhu was a Vaishnava who joined Prabhupada's mission when he was only 10 years old. When he was only 10 years old, he left home. And when he left home, his father was so angry at the Gaudiya Math. Saying, how can you steal a boy who's only 10 years old? This 10-year-old boy is refusing to come back home now. So then, Krishna Keshav Prabhu wanted to go, and his father wanted to go fight with the brahmacharis. But then, Krishna Keshav Prabhu, he told his father that just calm down. Just calm down, take a deep breath. You do parikrama with all of us. You see this Navadvip Dham parikrama, you do parikrama with all of us. For like 1 week or 10 days, you listen to Harikatha, just give me one chance. 10-year-old boy, see the wisdom of a 10-year-old boy. Told his father, just calm down, do parikrama, and then you can judge. And then whatever judgment you come to, I will follow, he said. Whatever decision you make. So his father was very determined. He was thinking, after 10 days, I'll take this boy back home. So then for 10 days, he went everywhere, did parikrama with the brahmacharis, the grihasthas, everyone. Then he was looking at every person who was speaking Harikatha, regardless of him being a renunciate or householder. He was seeing how sweet they were, sweetly behaving with each other. How such selflessness he had not seen anywhere else. Then after 10 days of honoring Mahaprasad, listening to Harikatha, he looked at his son and he said, you're the best place. There is no better place than to be than here in Mayapur. Then he said, I also desire to be initiated by your spiritual master. And he also got initiated by Prabhupada. And he actually had this problem of smoking bidis. So then when he was told that you'll have to give up bidis, immediately he took his bidi packet and threw it away in the garbage can. He said, now I'll never smoke bidis. And he took initiation. So many disciples of Prabhupada, they came to the mission through this parikrama. Parikrama is a very powerful form of preaching. Very powerful form. Like you see, if you see like 10-20 devotees walking down the road doing kirtan, naturally people will be attracted. Naturally. Like Gurudev would say, when I would go preaching with my Guru Maharaj, we would go in a group of 25-30 devotees. And there would be like 10 sannyasis, 15-20 brahmacharis in saffron cloth, grihasthas. It would be like one tight group of 50 people walking down the road. And preaching would be done naturally. Naturally people will look there and they will inquire, oh, what is this? Where are they from? Why are they doing kirtan? I want to see what they're preaching about. Let's see if they have any books. This way parikrama goes on. And this was started by Nityananda Prabhu himself. It was started by Krishna himself. Like during this Annakut Mahotsav, Krishna, he took all the Brajavasis and they did Govardhan parikrama. Krishna told the Sakhas, all of you, you come in the front. And those who are elderly, who cannot walk, they will sit on bullock carts. And all the gopis will be a little behind. And all of us singing the glories of Giriraj will do parikrama. So you see, he himself started parikrama. And even parikrama is so ancient that even when the Ayodhya temple was destroyed by the invaders, then when they did an archaeological dig in that place, when they did an archaeological survey in Ayodhya, they found some inscriptions which mentioned in Sanskrit that devotees, they come here and do pradakshina. They circumambulate this place, do parikrama. You see here, parikrama dates back to so many thousands of years. So this way Nityananda Prabhu, when Jiva Goswami came there, then he desired to take Jiva Goswami on parikrama on all these different places of Navadvip Dham. And Nityananda Prabhu would say, oh, here, this is where Mahaprabhu was born. This is where he defeated Keshav Kashmiri. This is where this happened. This is where that happened. This is where he took sannyas. This is where he did kirtan in Srivas Thakur's house. This is where he met me, Nandanacharya Bhavan, Ishodhyan. This is where Mahaprabhu displayed his Sat Prahari Abhav. He displayed his opulence for 21 hours. And this way, Jiva Goswami, when he had darshan of all these different places, then he fell at the feet of Nityananda Prabhu and he said, I never wish to leave this place. This is Navadvip Mayapur. I wish to spend the rest of my life here. But then Nityananda Prabhu told him, but still, you will have to go to Vrindavan. Because Mahaprabhu has offered your entire family to Sridham Vrindavan. So you'll have to go there. And also, you have to realize that Vrindavan and Navadvip Mayapur are non-different from each other. And here Gurudev, he also mentions how other personalities, other associates of Mahaprabhu also went on parikrama. So this is after Prabhupada's disappearance, parikrama stopped. For some reason or another, it stopped because of some incidents that took place by the will of time. Normally, when we speak Harikatha and we say that the Gaudiya Math broke up, there were disturbances in the Gaudiya Math, devotees are fighting with each other, then Prabhuji gets very upset. He says, hey, why do you say this? That there was infighting in the Gaudiya Math, that God brothers are fighting against each other, everything like split. Don't say this, he would say. He would give an example. He would say in India there are 7 holy rivers. Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Godavari. So these 7 holy rivers, they all have, each river has its own taste, has its own color, has its own speciality. Like if you see where the Ganga and Yamuna meet, you can see the color of the Ganga and you can see the color of the Yamuna. Like in Mayapur, when you see the Jalangi, which is supposed to be the Saraswati, meet with the flow of the Ganga, you can see the color. So he said this way, every river is so beautiful. But then, when they all meet the ocean, they all become salty. All the rivers, they just become salty, they lose their existence. So similarly, he would say that if all the disciples of Prabhupada, followers of Prabhupada were in one place, then preaching would not have taken place on such a grand scale. Because every follower has his own mood of service to Prabhupada, has his own speciality. So this way, when they gradually started their own institutions, they were like different rivers. And through these institutions, they made so many people into devotees. They made so many devotees everywhere. So in this way, this Leela took place after Prabhupada's disappearance. All the devotees, many of them, the senior disciples of Prabhupada, they started their own institutions. Like Param Gurudev, he started Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti. Srila Sridhar Maharaj started Chaitanya Saraswat Math. Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, he inherited the mission of his Prabhupada, Chaitanya Math. Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaj, he started Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. Shrirup Siddhanti Maharaj, Pujvar Siddhanti Maharaj, he started Saraswat Gaudiya Asam. And Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj, he started Krishna Chaitanya Mission. Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Maharaj, he also started one mission, Krishna Chaitanya Maharaj. Jajavar Maharaj started one mission. So they all started their missions, but their objective was one: to render service to Sridham Mayapur, the place of Prabhupada's bhajan. And this was seen when they all attained Samadhi. When they all took Samadhi, if you go on that main road of Mayapur, you will see that all their Samadhis are right next to each other. That road itself, the main road of Mayapur, is called what? Does anyone know what that road is called? That main road of Mayapur? It's called Bhakti Siddhanta Road. The main road of Mayapur. If you look there, you can see it's called the Bhakti Siddhanta Road. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Road. Because if you look there from the very beginning, all these disciples, they all have the temples right next to each other. The Samadhis are right next to each other. Like as soon as you enter that road, you can see Puri Maharaj's Samadhi, Madhav Maharaj's Samadhi. Now Madhav Maharaj's disciples like Bhaktivedanta Tirtha Maharaj, Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, they have their Samadhis there. If you go on the left, Bhakti Kankan Tapasvi Maharaj. If you go a little more ahead, Rasananda Ban Maharaj, disciple of Bhaktivedanta Ban Maharaj. You go a little more ahead, Jajavar Maharaj, Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Maharaj, Bhakti Sanand Gosai Maharaj's Samadhi, Akinchan Maharaj's Samadhi. You go a little more front, Pushpa Samadhi of Santa Maharaj, Swami Maharaj. Little more front, Bhaktivedanta Tirtha Maharaj's Samadhi, Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj's Samadhi, Bhakti Kusum Shravan Maharaj's Samadhi. If you go a little more front, if you backtrack a little, then Santa Maharaj's Samadhi. Why? Why are all the Samadhis in one place? Because they are saying unanimously, they are saying collectively in unison. What are they saying? That although we started our own separate institutions, our objective, our goal was one. Only serving the lotus feet of Prabhupada. And our final resting place in the eyes of everyone testifies to this. It stands witness to this fact. That look at us, we are all right next to each other like a family. In this way. So in this way, when the institutions divided, and when they started, when this unity in diversity Leela took place, then Param Gurudev, he had this order from Srila Prabhupada. Because Srila Prabhupada, he would always appear in Param Gurudev's dreams. And he would tell him that, we know my mission, see what is happening to my mission, my institution. You must do something. Take sannyas, start parikrama again, restart the publication of these magazines. So the first thing that Param Gurudev did after taking sannyas was start parikrama. That was the first thing he did. He didn't even have money. to start parikrama. He had no money. They were so poor. Like Gurudev himself used to say, when I joined the mission, Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti, we did not have chairs to sit on. We would sit on the floor. Sometimes we would not even have proper plates to eat on. And nothing, not even no proper clothes to wear also. They were so poor, like one Maharaj, he was in his Pushpanjali to Gurudev, he was saying that they were so poor that at one particular month, like twice a year, they would get new clothes. Only twice a year. Maybe even once a year they would get new clothes. Like Gurudev, he would call all the brahmacharis in Devananda Gaudiya Math, and he would say that I have some new clothes. Any one of you who has old, like dirty clothes, if they want to get new ones, you can get from me. Only once a year. So this Maharaj, he was very small when he joined the temple. He was only 8 or 9 years old. So what would he do? Because he didn't have any other clothes, sometimes he would tear his own clothes so that he could get a new pair of clothes from Gurudev. So then once he tore his cloth a little, like the sleeve of his kurta, and he went to Gurudev saying, oh Maharaj, please give me, I don't have seed stone. Then Gurudev called him here. He said, hey, you think I'm so stupid that I don't know what you have done? That you have torn your own cloth? So then Gurudev just chastised him mildly and he gave him another pair of cloth. And he said, this is Vairagya. This is renunciation. Practice at least a little. Then you can hope to taste that higher rasa, higher taste. So this is how the mission gradually began and spread to other places. So then Param Gurudev, when he started parikrama, no money, nothing. So what did he do? He started borrowing money from others, from his godbrothers, from other people. He borrowed so much money that he had to incur a debt. He could not even pay them back. But still, what would he do? He would go to the homes of all the different brahmacharis who had left the mission, who had married, who had like either gone somewhere else, engaged in solitary bhajan, and he would request all of them that please come, brother, please come, take part in this parikrama. What has happened has happened. Now you come and take part, be with us, do kirtan with us, speak Harikatha, listen to Harikatha, you come here. You would go to all these different brahmacharis and grihasthas, staying in Assam, Manipur, Bengal, different places. And this way he would bring all those people back from their homes. And he started this parikrama again. And when he started this parikrama, thousands of people came. Thousands. And when the parikrama would end, Param Gurudev, when he would give his final class, he would say, I am so happy that all of you have come here on parikrama. But I have one wish, he would say. Kindly fulfill that wish of mine. So what is that one desire that I have? That all of you, when you return to your homes, when you return to your places, just whomever you meet, always tell them that how glorious the Dham is. Don't tell them anything about the problems you experienced in the Dham. Don't say anything about it. Saying, oh, the khichdi was very chilly. The food was not so nice for me. My stomach is very sensitive. Oh, there are so many monkeys in the Dham, pigs in the Dham. In the Dham, everywhere there are, Gurudev would say, international bathrooms. International bathrooms means they're out in the open, like how they used to do in the previous times. So they say, Dham, oh, I suffered so much austerity. Param Gurudev would fold his hands and he would say, don't mention any of these things. He would tell them, I don't want any of your money also. Don't even pay, he would say. I don't want any of your money, not one single paisa. But when you return home, just tell everyone that you had such a nice time here, such a good time here. And the next time you come, bring more people here to the Dham. This is your service, he would say. And I would even pay for them. I'll pay for them also, he would say. So this is how he began his parikrama. And then gradually it became so huge that all his other god brothers, they started taking notice. And they were thinking that, oh, look at Keshav Maharaj. He has begun a revolution now. This parikrama has begun now and everyone is so happy. Gurudev would say that when we would go on parikrama, Gurudev would lead the kirtan. He would say, I was the main kirtaniya. I would lead the kirtan from morning to evening without taking any break, without taking any rest, doing kirtan everywhere. Like sometimes they would go in front of the mosques. Like even now in some places in Navadvip, there are mosques. Where our Muslim brothers, they perform their worship. So sometimes when they would go in front of the mosques, they would say, oh, you must reduce the sound. We are offering our namaz. We're offering our prayers to Allah, so don't do such loud kirtan. They would say, all right. And as soon as the Muslims would go inside the mosque, they would put the speaker full on. And they would start doing kirtan more and more loudly. And they would pass. But sometimes also they would not do kirtan. They would be respectful to them, depending on their mood. So this way they would go doing kirtan everywhere. And then, when his godbrothers started taking notice, they also started organizing parikrama. Like Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Sarang Goswami Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, all of them. They started their own parikramas also. And then this way, now you see the fruit. Now every temple there, every Gaudiya Math, every center of ISKCON, even the Babajis, they do their parikrama. The whole world is in Mayapur now. Whole world. Means like the representatives of so many different countries, places, they're all there now. I was seeing one video where in Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir, ISKCON was observing its God Purnima. They were doing Abhishek of Gaur and Nitai in some open ground, like a huge ground, like lakhs of people in that ground. Two small deities of Gaur Nitai, and they were doing Abhishek there. Lakhs and lakhs of people. This is how Mahaprabhu has attracted everyone to his town. This was the mood of our Guru Varga. Param Gurudev, when he entered into Samadhi, he took rest where? In Devananda Gaudiya Math. Aparad Banjana Pat. When one goes there, all his offenses go away. Because when we chant Krishna's name, there is consideration of Namaparad. When we are staying in Vrindavan Dham, there is consideration of Dhamaparad. All these things are taken into account. In fact, if you commit any offense in Brajadham, it is likened to Vajra Lake. So this term is used very often, Vajra Lake. Vajra Lake means like a thunderbolt. This offense will become like a thunderbolt then. Anything you do here, like sometimes even raising your hand against the Dhamvasis, fighting with them, any silly thing that you do here will result in a very grave offense. Like once, I remember one of the devotees was saying in Harikatha that Prabhuji was traveling in an auto. He had just finished Vrindavan Parikrama. He was traveling in a rickshaw back to Mathura with some Mathuravasis. So then these boys, these Mathuravasis, when they were going back in the rickshaw, then they got into an argument with the rickshaw driver. Because I think he was asking for more money or something like that. He was abusing them, something like that. So then they slapped him. They slapped this rickshaw driver and they were very proud. Oh, we slapped him. We put him in his place. Who does he think he is abusing us, this, that. So then, when they returned to the temple, then this Prabhuji started his silent treatment. So this is very powerful. Most of us have had experience of this silent treatment. So then he completely ignored them for like many, many days, many, many months. Then finally someone said, oh, what have we done? What mistake have we done? Then he said, what mistake have you done? A person who has Kantimala, no matter who he is, he has like Kantimala, he's chanting the names of Radharani, the names of Krishna. How can you raise your hand on him? No matter what he's saying, even if he's spewing so much poison, so much garbage is coming out of his mouth, what makes you think you can raise his hand and beat him? Like that. Who do you think you are? Just by beating him, can you correct him? At least if you beat him and you correct him, something will work. But now his poison has increased even more. Now he'll look for revenge on you. He sees you in another place and he'll want to do the same thing. So this way you see, even raising your hand in the dham against someone can result in very serious offense. So in this way, one must be very careful in Brajadham. But we see in Navadvip Dham, just as Gaur and Nitai's names, they don't take any consideration of any offense. Krishna naam kare aparader vichar. But Gaur naam nahi is of vichar. In Gaur naam there is no such vichar. Just by looking at Gaur and Nitai from a distance, dur darshane hoy, just by looking at him from a distance, these waves of prem start appearing in one's heart. Just by chanting the names of Gaur and Nitai, then Bahe Prem Ashrudha. Gaur Nitai Naam Loy, Bahe Prem Ashrudha. Then one will automatically start weeping these tears of prem. The same thing with this dham as well. By staying in the dham and by being very sincere, then one will get so much mercy. So therefore we see all our Guru Varga, they chose Gaur Dham as a means to instruct everyone. Like Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he stayed here in Braj Dham. He did bhajan for so many years. in Suryakunda, maybe even 70 years. But then where did he choose to go? He chose Navdeep Dham. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he stayed in Govindakund for so many years. But then where did he choose to go? To Navdeep Dham. He gave an example. He said during Krishna's Leela, when Krishna broke all the pots, when he made a hole in the pot of yogurt, then Mother Yashoda, what did she do? She bound Krishna to the ukhal, the mortar, grinding mortar. She bound him there. She punished him. But Mahaprabhu, when he broke everything in his house, Sachidevi did not punish him. She told him, actually, what you have broken is your own things. Now how will you worship Ganga? Sachidevi, she spoke very sweet words to Mahaprabhu and she calmed him down. But this was not the case in Krishna's Leela. But who is Sachidevi? She is Mother Yashoda. Who is Mahaprabhu? He is Krishna himself. So the mood here is more of Audarya, more of generosity, more of being magnanimous. This is the mood, Audarya Mai Leela. Like one of Swami Maharaj's disciples, our Prabhupada, when he fell away from sannyas, one of Swami Maharaj's disciples, when he fell away from sannyas, he fell in love with some lady. He fell in love with some lady and he wanted to marry her. So then Swami Maharaj, he was so merciful, he initiated that lady and then he even authorized that marriage. He said, okay, I will be like a priest for that marriage and I will bless both of them. This was a sannyasi, ex-sannyasi who had fallen down. But still, there's a very famous video you can see on the internet. The marriage is taking place in some center there in America. One of his disciples is getting married. So then they asked Swami Maharaj, said, Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu was so strict. Like Chota Haridas. Chota Haridas, what did he do? He didn't do anything. He just looked at some woman and Mahaprabhu, he rejected him for the rest of his life. He rejected him and Chota Haridas had to even give up his life to atone for that. But Prabhupada, you have actually married these two, we cannot reconcile. So in Prabhupada, he looked and he said, Mahaprabhu can do such things, he said. But I cannot do such things, he said. I'll have to be even more merciful than Mahaprabhu also, he said. Because how will the preaching expand? So he said, I'll have to be even more merciful than him. So we see the devotees of Mahaprabhu, when we say Mahaprabhu is like Mahavadanyaya, his devotees, his followers are like Mahavadanyaya, even more merciful. But we must not exploit their magnanimity. We must not take their magnanimity for granted. Thinking that, all right, they're very generous, we can do anything we wish to. This is not good. This is bad. This is like aparad. Nam aparad means what? When you know the Nam is so merciful, you're committing sins on the chanting of the holy name, on the strength of this. No. So this way, Dham is like that. Navdeep Dham, Gaur Dham. It is like that. Non-different from Brajadham. In fact, when Gurudev would give classes in Jagannath Puri, he would glorify Navdeep Dham. When he was in Jagannath Puri, he would say Jagannath Puri is like Kurukshetra, is like Dwaraka. But Navdeep Dham is non-different from Brajadham. Why? Because in Navdeep Dham, Mahaprabhu is only Sachinandan Gaur Hari. He is the dear son of Mother Sachi, the dear son of Jagannath Mishra. Once Jagannath Mishra wanted to beat Mahaprabhu because Mahaprabhu was troubling. He was disturbing all these scholars in the Ganga there. Like these scholars, they would be offering ahuti, they would be worshipping the Ganga and the sun god, and Mahaprabhu, he would take some water of the Ganga and spit it on them. He would like pull on their cloth, he would take their cowpins, throw it somewhere else. So then they went and complained to Jagannath Mishra, look at your son, he's so naughty and you're not doing anything about it. So Jagannath Mishra said, all right, let him come here, I will beat him, teach him a good lesson. But then, Sachidevi, she did not tell Jagannath Mishra that, oh, he's your son, he's Bhagavan, he's Mahaprabhu. Nothing. She just kept quiet. Because she was thinking that as a father, he has the right to chastise his son. This is the mood there. That he is Nimai. He's the dear son of Sachi and Jagannath. But in Jagannath Puri, do we see such kind of leelas? Do we see anyone trying to chastise Mahaprabhu? Nothing like that. But in Navdeep Dham, we see all these different leelas. Like he's playing pranks with all these young girls. These young girls are worshipping Shiv Thakur. And Mahaprabhu is telling them that actually, I am the husband of Ganga Devi. And Shiv Thakur, he is my dear devotee. And then they will say, don't speak such a way. What are you saying? You are saying that Shivji is your devotee. Then Mahaprabhu would say, rather than praying to Shivji, you must pray to me. If you pray to me, then I will bless you with a good husband. Or else you'll be married to men who already have wives, or very old, or this, that. So all these kind of leelas took place here. But in Puri, we don't see any such kind of leelas. In fact, in Puri, even the devotees could not meet Mahaprabhu all the time. Mahaprabhu would go for Mangalarati in the Jagannath temple, and then he would return back to the Gambhira and he would spend the rest of his day. He would not even come out to give darshan. Only during the Rath Yatra Leela, Mahaprabhu would come and give darshan to everyone. But in Navadip Dham, he is giving darshan to everyone. Not just giving darshan, he is going house to house, doing kirtan. Every day we sing during Mangalarati, Udilo Varuna, Purava Bhage, Dijamani Gaura Amani Jage, Bhakata Sammuha Loiya Sate, Gelo Nagara Vraje. What is Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying? Udilo Varuna, Purava Bhage. When the sun is rising in the east and the rays of the sun are being seen, Dijamani Gaura Amani Jage. Then Gaur, he goes with all his devotees. Bhakata Sammuha Loiya Sate, Gelo Nagara Vraje. He's going all around the 9 islands of Navadip Dham. Tatthai Tatthai Bajala Kol. Gana Gana Tahe Janjera Roll. The Mridangas are playing. Preme Dhala Dhala Sonara Yanga. Charane Nupura Bhaje. His golden form is swaying in Kirtan. And his Nupurs means the anklets, the Nupur, ankle bells. His ankle bells are like sounding in rhythm. And very sweet sound is coming. But Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi, is he wearing ankle bells? As a sannyasi, is he wearing? Never. In fact, Mahaprabhu, when he was dancing, what did Prakashananda Saraswati say? Why are you like a sentimentalist? Why are you so sentimental? If you're a sannyasi, read the Brahma Sutra, read the Upanishads and the Vedas. Why are you dancing like a madman? So people found faults even with this kirtan. So if Mahaprabhu would be wearing nupur as a sannyasi, then what would people say? They would say so many other things. So as a sannyasi, he is not even wearing this nupur. Now his long hair, which the devotees like so much, that he has given up. Everything he has given up. Now he is only dressed in saffron. And he is giving so much pain to the hearts of all the devotees. Will any devotee want to see Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi? Why? Why will he want to see Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi? Because he has left his house in Mayapur. He has left Mother Sachi. He has left everyone there. And here in Jagannath Puri, he is doing Madhukari. He is doing Bhiksha. He is only eating this much. And after Ramchandra Puri complained, what he was eating this much became this much. He stopped eating that as well.